Hey everybody, I'm David J. Neff, and I am the author of The Future of Nonprofits, How to Thrive and Innovate in the Digital Age. I'm at DaveIM on Twitter, and the website's thefutureofnonprofits.com. And I'm doing a series of really cool interviews today for all you folks at home. Hopefully you're reaching out on Twitter and talking to us about it, and asking us questions over Twitter and the MyNTC page as well. But today I have the folks from HelpAttack. So Sarah, do you want to introduce yourself to the folks at home?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Vella. I'm CEO of HelpAttack, and I'm Orchid, that's ORCHID, and the number 8 on Twitter.
Hey, everybody. I'm Aaron Foss. I'm CTO and developer of HelpAttack. On Twitter, I'm Aaron Foss, but it's spelled weird. It's EHRENFOSS.
Great. So, Sarah, tell me a little bit about what is HelpAttack.
Sure. So HelpAttack is an easy way for people to give to their favorite nonprofits online just by updating their Twitter status or their Facebook page. It's a simple pledge mechanism, kind of like a fund drive, like a race, although you just pledge your activity online, say $0.25 a tweet or 75 cents every time you post to your Facebook wall.
Great. And Aaron, talk to us about what platforms you're on right now for HelpAttack. How are we counting people's pledges? Sure.
Right now we're on Twitter and Facebook. In the case of Twitter, we count everything except for direct messages. You don't have to tag the tweet. You don't have to retweet a specific organization's message for it to count towards your pledge. It's everything you're saying on Twitter. And then in the case of Facebook, it's things on your wall. So posts you make, posts your friends make. likes, check-ins, events that are in the future that you've RSVP'd to. I know that's kind of a mouthful. And a few other things that are less used on the platform, but mainly likes and wall activity.
Cool, great. Sarah, tell us how you came up with the idea for HelpAttack.
Really, I just was watching a pledge drive on Twitter called Movember, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. It takes place every November. And it's a great organization, a great fund drive, but I really was looking for a way for people to raise money on Twitter that wasn't always asking their friends and followers for support, but actually just giving by virtue of being online itself. And I thought, what if every tweet was worth something to a nonprofit that individual wanted to support, not necessarily their friend's favorite nonprofit? That's where the idea came.
Cool. Aaron, help us out for all of us fellow geeks watching at home. What is this coded on, developed on? What is made up, HelpAttack made up of?
HelpAttack is built with a PHP development framework called Symfony. It's similar to Ruby on Rails, if you've heard of that. We also use the very wonderful Twitter API and Facebook API, and also the API of Network for Good for conducting transactions.
Great. Aaron, tell us what you're looking at as HelpAttack moving into next as far as technology. Like, will it be location? Will it be RSS feeds? Like, what are you thinking?
We're looking at a little bit of everything. Eventually, it would be great if HelpAttack could count anything online that was public, like your daily runs on Daily Mile, your blog posts, things like that. But I think next step for HelpAttack is probably going to be location-based services like Foursquare and Gowalla.
Cool.
That's what we're looking at next.
Great. Sarah, so this is your first NTC, right?
It is. It's really exciting to be here.
So tell me a little bit about what you've been seeing, trends, as someone who's brand new here. How's it all coming together?
I'm really just trying to absorb the culture. For me, this is all very new. I don't come from a nonprofit background, although I've worked with and for nonprofits a lot of my life. I've never actually been immersed in that culture. So it's really exciting to meet everybody. I think the theme that I keep hearing is that change is hard, as we heard from Dan Heath this morning.
Right.
And that nonprofits are really looking for ways to encourage themselves and each other to innovate more and to be supported in their attempts to innovate.
Great. Aaron, tell me what your favorite session is maybe that you've been to so far at the NTC.
That's a great question. I think I went to Katya Andreessen of Network for Good. Mm-hmm. She was talking about how to fundraise online, a lot of great information. They have a report out, so does Blackbaud. So it's info from that, great discussion. And then this afternoon there's one on game theory, so modern game mechanics and how they're going to start affecting how you raise money online.
Oh, great. I love that one. What are you guys looking forward to tomorrow? Anything crazy that you're going to or happening that you're interested to hear? Aaron, do you want to start off on that one?
Well, I hope to go to bed at some point.
Oh, no good. No good there. The folks online all through the night, I'm sure they'll be watching.
But yeah, honestly, I haven't even looked at tomorrow's schedule. Everything's happening so fast and there's so much today.
Yeah. Sarah, anything on that?
We're punting.
Oh, we're punting? I like it. All right. You guys can do that. If you had advice for the people at home who couldn't be here, how should they interact with all of us here? I mean, is Twitter the best way? Like, what's the best way to interact, right?
I'd say Twitter is an excellent way. Unfortunately, the internet has been a little spotty here at the conference. We're deep underground, which affects cellular signals, and there's a lot of people on it because it's a technology conference. So some sessions, there are people who want to communicate and want to ask questions, and they're not able to do so from the room. So if you watched a session and you're really into it, I would definitely reach out to the organizers and anyone who you did see tweeting to see if they have any additional information.
Cool.
But anything you add to the stream during the session will be appreciated because some people are online. So.
Yeah. So Sarah, last question, and Aaron, this is for you as well. I know you guys work at HelpAttack and you support all these different nonprofits, and you can't choose favorites. But personally, when you go out and you volunteer in your community, you guys are from Austin, who do you love to volunteer for in Austin?
So my local favorite nonprofits, one of my favorites is called Yellow Bike. They provide bikes for the community, and they teach people how to build and repair bicycles. They're a great community-run, all-volunteer organization, and I love to support them. And we actually have them in our early alpha group, and we still have them on the site.
Nice. Aaron?
I really like there's a mentor program run with AISD, Austin School District. I participated in that, and it's pretty awesome. And then I also give to Idealware, and they do research into technology and software for nonprofits.
Awesome. A very appropriate choice for a CTO, I think. So I'm David Neff, Dave I Am on Twitter. You guys say goodbye to the home audience and say your name and your Twitter ID one more time so they can reach out to you.
Goodbye, Sarah Vella at Orchid8, ORCHID8.
It's good to talk to everyone. I'm Aaron Foss, and it's at EHRENFOSS.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, David.
You bet. Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, David.
You guys have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Hey everybody at home, it's David J. Neff, and I'm here with Frank Berry. I'm an author of a new book, The Future of Nonprofits, which you can check out at thefutureofnonprofits.com, and I'm also at DaveIM on Twitter if you want to ask questions. So Frank, go ahead and introduce yourself to all the folks watching at home.
Okay, thanks David. My name is Frank Berry, and I'm actually Internet Strategy Consultant at Blackbaud. I'm Francois on Twitter, if you can read that, it's FRANSWAA. And great to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Love to have you. So tell me a little bit about what Blackbaud does. What is the mission of you guys' business?
Okay. I mean, primarily Blackbaud is a technology and consulting services provider to the nonprofit industry. So we build products and provide services exclusively for nonprofits. And, I've been doing it for a number of years and have a pretty large set of customers. So
great.
It's an exciting place to work for.
Very cool. Now, you guys are going around doing something called The Journey, right?
Yeah, the Journey Tour.
So fill me in a little bit about that.
Okay. So the Journey Tour is basically, we want to go around kind of the major cities in the U.S. and kind of bring content like what's going on here at NTC, but in the different cities so we can bring it to you. Cool. So we're going to be, in Seattle, Toronto, New York at some point, Chicago, a few other major cities that we're planning. So, we want to bring kind of day-long summits with a number of speakers as far as the internet and a bunch of other things, just to try to bring that content to people in those cities that can't make it to things like this.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Tell me a little bit about, you guys are Diamond level sponsors of the conference,
we
right?
are, yes.
So why is that important that a technology company like Blackbaud comes and does something like that? Like, why do you guys do that year after year and show that support of NTC and NTEN?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, Blackbaud's mission is to help nonprofits through providing great technology, right?
Yeah.
We want to help support the great work that nonprofits are doing out there. And, NTEN and NTC is all about great technology and supporting the nonprofit space. So, I mean, really, there's probably other great conferences out there, but NTC is one of those that's just a perfect fit. So, we want to support this community. We want to keep learning how to build better software and provide better services, and this is where kind of the industry people are at. So we want to learn from what's going on. We also want to be supportive to what's happening in the space.
Tell me a little bit about what number NTC is this for you? Like, how many of these have you been to?
This is 3.
This is 3.
Yeah.
So tell me.
I'm still fairly new. You've probably been to about 10.
No. I think 4.
Okay.
4. I'm right there with you. So tell me about your first one, maybe versus this. Like this year we have 2008 folks here.
Yeah.
Absolutely just crazy, right? Tell me a little bit about that change you've seen.
I don't know. I mean, all of them have been really awesome.
Yeah.
So the content is great. I think one of the biggest takeaways is just the people, right? I mean, you get to hang out with people. You get to meet with your peers. You you get to learn new things that are going on and really see how nonprofits are using technology. So sometimes it's easy to get focused on what you do and not see how everybody else is using things.
Yeah.
So, the past few years for me they've all been pretty awesome, to be honest. And,
That's good.
And they've all been pretty big.
That's a good compliment.
Last year I think there was, I don't know, it was right around the 2,000 mark as well. I don't know the official number, but it was pretty big. And the year before I think was 1,500 or something like that. I mean, Holly would know. But so they've all been big. They've all been really exciting. I think the first year I was new to the community. Yeah. So like meeting people and kind of figuring out the culture of what goes on here was a big jump, whereas now I know a lot more people and it's a lot more kind of family-like.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's great. So tell me about what you did before Blackbaud, a little bit of your background on there.
Yeah, before Blackbaud I actually worked for a local church doing kind of youth ministry work.
Great.
So I worked kind of on the technology side and like organizing the youth ministry side.
Cool, great.
Yeah,
and you think that gave you a good background to move into kind of consulting and helping other nonprofits?
Yeah, I mean, so I went to school and I majored in computer science, and then I did kind of the youth ministry nonprofit kind of work, and then I moved into doing technology for nonprofits.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, I think it was an interesting background that gave me some good skills for moving into this type of role.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
So you and I joke about writing for Mashable a little, and because you do, and you do a
joke.
great job. So, but tell me why you think it's important that a big site like that, such as Mashable, covers nonprofits and the technology and things like that. Like, why do you write for them? Why is that important?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important. They have incredible reach. I don't even know what their subscriber numbers are, but I mean, it's in the millions. Like, so their reach is incredible, and they write primarily about technology and more specifically like social technology and social media and the internet and things like that. So it's right in line with kind of the NTC type of audience, right? It's like people want to know about technology and people want to know about like what's on the edge and what's coming and what's new. So, Mashable is just a great way to get that information out there.
Yeah.
They have incredible reach, and so by them, I mean, they launched a Social Good channel, so that we could put content like this out there and help people know about what we have going on. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Tell me a little bit about your panel tomorrow. You've got some heavy hitters on there from the technology platform, so do a little plug for your panel tomorrow.
Okay. We got an awesome panel coming. I think it's live streamed as well, so everybody can watch that. But yourself is on it.
Besides me. Skip me.
Oh, skip you? Okay. We have Jeff Livingston on it, who's with Zoetica.
Yeah.
We have Matt Mahan from Causes.
Great.
Causes on Facebook. We have Beverly Robertson from March of Dimes.
Nice.
We have Jessica Lazar from American Lung.
Great.
And that covers it.
Cool.
So those are our panelists, and essentially we're talking about kind of the evolution of the social web and evolution of kind of technology and how social media plays into that.
I love it.
Yeah, and just kind of a discussion around like how nonprofits are evolving in their use of social media and the social web. So it should be a really good time, hopefully we'll get lots of questions from the audience to answer real specifically.
And tell me, last question is, when you're not working hard at Blackbaud and out, hitting the waves in gorgeous San Diego, who do you like to volunteer for? What are you passionate about? And who do you help out with in your community back in California?
I do. So I still do a lot of work with with youth groups.
Okay.
So the church that I've been going to for a long time, I still volunteer. So like junior high, high school kids. Cool. I do volunteer work with them, and they do some things with like local soup kitchens and things like that I go out usually on a monthly basis and do stuff like that. But I coach football too, so I did a little bit of that kind of on the side. So I just like working with kids. X's and O's, baby.
I love it.
So I like working with kids. That's kind of where I spend my time doing volunteer work.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead and give them your name and who you're with, and a website maybe you want people to check out at Blackbaud, maybe whatever you're currently kind of promoting.
Yeah.
And go ahead and look in the camera and tell that to our folks at home.
All right. So again, my name is Frank Berry. I'm with Blackbaud. I'm Francois on Twitter, FRANSWAA. And you can go to netwitsthinktank.com. It's our blog where we talk a lot about the social media space and how nonprofits are using it. So again, that's netwitsthinktank.com.
Great. And I'm David Neff, and it's at DaveIM on Twitter. And hit us up with any questions. And I'm happy to take questions and track Frank down or any other people you've seen today and get those questions answered for you guys. So thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the day.